Good morning, fifth grade. How are we doing today? I said, how are we doing today? I'm gonna hope you said great. Yeah, I knew you did. All right, today we are gonna learn about outer planets. How exciting. We already learned about our inner planets, which are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. We're gonna learn about our four outer planets, which are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. I sang them just so you can memorize them. I don't know. I can't sing. It's fine. But great times. So grab your book and a highlighter. But you don't need a pencil because we're not going to answer the questions in the book today. I know. Crazy. We're going to mix it up a little bit. We're not going to answer the questions in the book. We're just going to highlight today. I know. Craziness. Craziness. It's fine though. However, we're going to do something a little different, but we're not going to worry about that today. We are just going to highlight and listen and talk a little bit about our gas giants, our outer planets. So grab your book, grab your highlighter, and let's get it started. Alrighty. Whew. A little close. Let's rotate. Get that away. Grab your highlighter. Let me see if I can focus this a little better. There we are. All right, this is going to start on page 193. 193 down here with gas giants. So there are four more planets in our solar system beyond Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They are known as the outer planets. The outer planets are much larger than the inner planets. They do not have clearly defined surfaces like those of the inner planets. I want you to highlight that sentence. They do not have clearly defined surface like those of the inner planets. We only see the atmospheres of the outer planets. For these reasons, they are called the gas giants. However, they have liquid inner layers and solid cores. Highlight, they have liquid inner layers and solid cores. Each of the planets has rings of particles and many moons orbiting it. So if we look over on the side, it says inner planets have a solid crust, so they have the rocky surface and a core, which is why they're called the rocky planets. The outer planets do not have a solid crust. They have a gas surface and a core. So they have liquid inner layers and a solid core. Okay. Let's turn the page and learn about our first inner planet, which is Jupiter. All right. Jupiter. It's the fifth planet from the sun and is the largest planet in the solar system. I want you to highlight that it's the largest planet in the solar system. It is a gas giant. Jupiter's atmosphere is mostly hydrogen and helium. The atmosphere of Jupiter shows many bands of color. The planet rotates much faster than Earth. Highlight that. In the time it takes Earth to complete one rotation, Jupiter completes more than two. Jupiter has many moons. A moon is a natural object that orbits a planet. Some planets, especially the outer planets, have several moons. In 1610, Galileo was the first person to see the four largest moons of Jupiter through his telescope. They are shown to the right. I want you to highlight that Jupiter has many moons. Here is Jupiter, and here are its four largest moons. Next, we're going to read about Saturn. Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun. Like Jupiter, Saturn has an atmosphere that contains mostly hydrogen and helium. I want you to highlight that. Saturn is very large, but its density is low. When Galileo looked at Saturn through his telescope, he saw what looked like a planet with handles. The handles were really the brilliant rings that orbit Saturn. The particles making up the rings vary in size from tiny grains to boulders, and they were made up of ice, dust, and rock. The particles making up the rings, I want you to highlight that sentence. The inner rings of Saturn revolve faster around the planet than the outer rings. In 2009, a giant new ring was discovered. The ring is invisible, but its infrared glow was detected by the Spitzer telescope. The ring is tilted relative to the other rings and rotates in the opposite direction. Now let's talk about Uranus, or some people call it Uranus. Get your laughs out now. Ha 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 ha. Everyone laugh. Go ahead. I know you're doing it at home. I'll wait for everyone to laugh. All right. Now that you're done laughing, let's read. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun and the most distant planet you can see without a telescope. Uranus is a gas giant with an atmosphere of hydrogen, helium, and methane. The planet is so cold that the methane can condense into a liquid. I want you to highlight that. Tiny drops of this liquid methane form a thin cloud that covers the planet, giving it a fuzzy green-blue look. Like other gas giants, Uranus has rings and many moons. Unlike the rings of Saturn, the rings of Uranus are dark and hard to see with Earth-based telescopes. Uranus rotates on its side. No one knows why Uranus has this odd tilt. Scientists think a large object may have hit the planet when the solar system was forming. This bump may have knocked Uranus onto its side. So this is the only planet that we have that actually rotates on its side. And now, let's learn about Neptune. Neptune is too far away to see without a telescope. It is the 8th planet from the Sun. Astronomers discovered Neptune in 1846. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. It takes more than 100 Earth years for Neptune to orbit the Sun. Highlight that. Neptune is the smallest of the gas giants. Even so, if Neptune were hollow, it would hold about 60 Earths. Neptune's atmosphere is that of Uranus. Like Uranus, Neptune has a bluish color because of the methane in the atmosphere. Neptune has storms and bands of clouds like Jupiter. Neptune has at least 13 moons. The largest one is Triton, which may be the coldest object in the solar system. Pretty cool. I also want you to highlight that Neptune also has storms and bands of clouds like Jupiter. Once you're done, we will move on to exploring the giants. wanted to sound really cool like an echo. It didn't sound as cool as I thought. All right. Several probes have been seen. Or, oh my gosh, let me start over. Rewind. Exploring the giants. Several probes have been sent to explore the outer planets. They were launched from Florida. Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11 were launched in the 1970s, followed by Voyager 1 and 2. The Galileo probe explored Jupiter in great detail, and the Cassini mission has sent back a huge amount of information on Saturn. A small probe named Huygens was launched from Cassini and was able to land on Saturn's largest moon, Titan. Pretty cool. All right. So, you guys I'm going to be upside down. Gravity works wonders. Ready? Boom. Right side up. All right. That is all you're going to do, is just highlight those things that I told you to. That's it. So, those are your 4 outer planets. Can you name them? Ready? Our inner planets go Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Our outer planets are let me hear you. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Good job. All right. Those are your outer planets. When you come into class, we're going to learn a little bit more about them. If I don't see you in class, I'm going to post a Nearpod presentation about them, and you guys will do some fun stuff on there, and we will learn a little bit more about and go a little bit more in depth about our outer planets. Not so much about filling in our graphic organizers, but just learning some more characteristics about them, and we will have some more fun. But just read up on those, highlight. Do not answer the questions because you don't have to. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. If you have any questions, please let me know. But have a great day.